Okay, so I'm gonna add the onions that I've already chopped to the ground beef. Now, before I add any seasonings, I'm just going to brown the ground beef and onions together and strain it, and then I'll add the seasonings. Alright, now I'm just straining the ground beef and onions, and then I'll add the seasonings. Okay, now that I've strained the ground beef, now I'm going to add the seasoning. So first I'm adding a generous amount of garlic powder, and then I'm going to add some black pepper, and I'm going to add some Italian seasoning, a little bit, and I'm going to add some seasoning salt. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning salt, just a little bit, and a little onion powder. Alright, and then I'm going to mix everything up. So I'm just mixing everything. I think I'm going to add a little bit more garlic powder and a little bit more seasoning salt. You can season to your liking. Okay, now I'm going to add the sauce. So now I'm just adding some sauce to this, and I may end up adding more sauce later because I don't want it to be like dried out, so it needs to have a good amount of sauce. And I'm going to mix that up as well. Just mixing up the sauce. And also I have a pot of water boiling for my noodles. So y'all probably add some more sauce. But right now I'm going to get started on my ricotta cheese mixture. Now I'm just going to take a good amount of ricotta cheese. This is a 32 ounce. So I won't be using the whole thing, but I am going to use a good amount. You don't have to use ricotta cheese, but I like to use it in Ziti. Okay, so like I said, I put a really good amount of it in there. And now I'm going to add an egg. Now that I've added the egg, I'm going to sprinkle some parsley flakes, just like I did in the lasagna video. And again, this is optional. And then I'm going to add a little bit of oregano. Okay. Okay, now I'm just going to mix everything up. I'm going to use my mixer, but you can do it by hand. I'm just going to use my mixer. Okay, so I'm all done, and this is the consistency I wanted. And I used half of a 32 ounce jar of ricotta cheese, so I used 16 ounces. By the way, these are the noodles I'm using. Not ziti noodles, but they will be today. So I'll be right back. By the way, don't cook the noodles all the way through, just about halfway through, because they're going to cook in the oven. They'll finish cooking in the oven anyway. Okay, so the noodles are done. I just finished straining them. And I have like a really big pot to mix everything up in, or find like a really big bowl so everything is mixed up well, because we're not doing any layering or anything. And that's what's good about this. Unlike lasagna, you don't have to worry about layers. Just mix everything together. So now I'm just pouring the sauce in, and like I said earlier, I'll add more if I need to, because I don't want it to dry out. So now I'm just mixing the sauce in noodles. And I'm definitely going to add more sauce. And this is what it looks like after I've added more sauce. Now I'm going to add my ricotta cheese and my mozzarella cheese. All I'm doing now is adding the ricotta cheese. That's why, like I said, find like a really big bowl or pot. I still have more to add because, as you can see, it's a lot. And I still have to add the mozzarella cheese. So yeah, find a big bowl or pot and mix everything up. So mix that up really well. And I'm probably gonna have to use 2 baking dishes for this. Next, I'm adding my mozzarella cheese. This is about 2 cups, and I'm just gonna mix that up. This is so easy. You just mix everything. So yeah, I'm just gonna mix that up really well. I forgot to do this earlier. Normally when I make the meat sauce, I always spread it at the bottom of the casserole dish. However, I forgot, so I just took a little bit of the spaghetti sauce and I'm spreading it at the bottom of this casserole dish, and then I'm going to do another casserole dish because it seems I'm going to have to use 2 casserole dishes. Here's the other one. And like I said, if you don't like ricotta cheese, don't use, if you don't like to use as much, don't use as much as I did. But we like it, so yeah. Okay, so I'm all done putting the cheese on top, and I'm gonna cover tightly with foil. So I've had the oven preheated the whole time while I was doing this. So 350 degree preheated oven for 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna take the foil off and let it cook another 10-15 minutes uncovered. Okay, so I just took it out of the oven, and I am going to put it back in for another 15 minutes. So that's what it looks like before I put it back in. And remember, I'm going to do it uncovered. Okay, so I just took it out the oven, and this is what it looks like uncovered. Now I'm going to let these rest for about 15-20 minutes. Probably about 20 minutes. That way they'll be nice and set. Okay, so it's been approximately 20 minutes. So I'm going to take some, and that's what it looks like. Alright, so this is it, a simple baked ziti. And I use ricotta cheese, mozzarella cheese, and some seasonings. You can use whatever seasonings of your choice. And as I said earlier, you don't have to use as much ricotta cheese. So that's it. We'll talk to you later. Bye.